And meanwhile tonight, while Florida got high marks in dealing with last week's election, the state system for tracking ex-felons and their eligibility to vote is now being criticized. I-Team investigator Katie LaGrone tonight explaining why individuals who thought their voting rights were restored can now be criminally charged for casting their ballot.
2 years after Florida voters approved an historic decision that gives ex-felons the right to vote, and more than a week after the much-anticipated presidential election of 2020, we've learned Florida doesn't track ex-felons who've had their voting rights restored under Amendment 4, or how many remain ineligible to vote. The state continues processing files, a spokesperson with the Department of State told us in an email earlier this week.
They've had 2 years to get it right, and they're still trying to figure it out.
According to the voting rights advocacy group Florida Rights Restoration Coalition, of the 1.4 million ex-felons in Florida, 87,000 or 6.2% registered to vote in the 2020 election. Of those, Executive Director Desmond Meade says a little under a half voted early. Election day turnout is still being tallied.
To get 37,000 new people to actually vote and to register 87,000 people. I mean, that is an impressive number during regular time, right? But yet we did that in the face of this pandemic.
But we've learned some of the thousands of ex-felons who exercised their right to vote this year could still be in for a rude awakening.
So there could be ex-felons who vote who are then later deemed ineligible to vote.
Yes.
That's because among the files the state is still processing are former felons who have not paid outstanding fees and fines from their convictions.
I don't know that we've gotten any of those yet.
To date, Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections says he hasn't been notified of ex-felons who voted but are ineligible because of outstanding debts. In Collier County, an elections office spokesperson told us it is not the responsibility of our office or state to determine eligibility. It is the voter, who by law could face a third-degree felony if they know they're not eligible but vote anyway. It's unclear if the state plans to charge anyone from the 2020 race, but Meade points to an outdated state system that relies on multiple database runs and a lengthy notification process to identify felons with outstanding debts.
They should have had a system set up, centralized database that's able to accurately and quickly inform an individual if they owe anything. And unfortunately, they didn't.
Ex-felons who voted in the recent election and are then found to be ineligible to vote will still have their votes counted. I'm I-Team investigator Katie LaGrone, taking action for you.